What if I told you that nearly 500 years ago, on a quiet hill outside what is now Mexico City, the heavens opened and something extraordinary happened? A radiant woman appeared to a humble man, a man with no wealth, no power, no voice. Yet, what unfolded would change the course of history, forever. Imagine the scene, a crisp December morning, the silence of the barren hillside broken only by the sound of footsteps. Then, out of nowhere, a brilliant light, and a voice unlike any other, gentle, yet commanding. "Juanito, my dearest son." These were the first words of the Mother of God to a newly baptized indigenous man named Juan Diego. But why? Why would the Queen of Heaven choose to appear to this poor man at such a turbulent moment in history? What was her purpose? And what secrets did she reveal to him that continue to baffle scientists, theologians, and believers to this day? Over the next minutes, we will unravel the mysteries of this divine encounter, how an image, miraculously imprinted on a fragile tilma, defies explanation even centuries later. We will explore the signs, the symbols, and the secrets embedded within this sacred image. Secrets that speak not just to the people of 1531, but to you, here and now. Let's begin by going back to December 9th, 1531. Picture, if you will, a solitary man walking the dusty paths of Tepeyac Hill. His name is Juan Diego, a man of simplicity, newly baptized into the Christian faith. A man whose days were spent in quiet devotion and humble labor. But this day would change everything. As Juan Diego climbed the rugged hill, heading toward the morning mass, the world seemed ordinary. But then, something extraordinary pierced the silence. He heard a song, soft, heavenly, and unlike anything he had ever heard before. It was as if the very air had come alive, filling his heart with a divine peace. He stopped. His eyes widened as he saw a glowing figure before him, a woman more beautiful than words could describe. She radiated a light so pure, so warm, it seemed to melt away every fear. Her clothing shimmered with hues of the heavens, and her voice called out to him with love and tenderness, "Juanito, my dearest son." Who was this woman? Could it truly be the Blessed Virgin Mary? And why would she choose to appear here, to a poor man on a barren hillside? With reverence, Juan Diego knelt before her. She spoke to him, entrusting him with a mission that seemed impossible, to ask the bishop to build a sanctuary on this very site, a place where her children could come to her for solace and grace. But imagine for a moment being in Juan Diego's sandals. What would you feel? Awe? Confusion? Fear? How could an ordinary man convince a powerful bishop of such a heavenly request? Yet, Juan Diego's faith was unwavering. He promised the Virgin he would carry out her will. But little did he know, this was only the beginning. Let's continue, as we uncover the miraculous sign that left everyone speechless, roses in the middle of winter and the image that would change the world. When Juan Diego brought the Virgin Mary's request to Bishop Zumarraga, he was met with hesitation. The bishop, a learned and devout man, found it difficult to believe. A sanctuary, built at the request of the Mother of God herself? He asked Juan Diego for proof, a sign that this heavenly message was truly divine. Juan Diego returned to Tepeyac Hill, his heart heavy with the weight of doubt, yet still full of faith. Once more, the Virgin appeared, her presence radiant and comforting. She reassured him with tender words and instructed him to return the next day, when she would give him the sign the bishop requested. But life often tests even the most faithful. The next morning, Juan Diego faced a heartbreaking dilemma. His uncle, gravely ill, was nearing death. Torn between his duty to Mary and his love for his uncle, he chose to delay meeting her. Instead, he took another path, hoping to avoid the Virgin until his uncle was cared for. Yet, she appeared to him once again, blocking his path, this time with words that echo through the centuries. "Am I not here, I who am your mother? Are you not in the folds of my mantle, in the crossing of my arms?" Mary reassured Juan Diego that his uncle would be healed and sent him back to Tepeyac Hill to collect the sign she had promised. There, on the cold, barren hillside, where nothing should grow, Juan Diego found a breathtaking sight, Castilian roses blooming in abundance. These roses, native to Spain, had no place in the harsh, winter soil of Mexico. Yet there they were, vibrant and fragrant, as if heaven itself had planted them. Juan Diego gathered the roses in his tilma, carefully cradling them as though they were the very treasures of heaven. He hurried to the bishop's residence, heart pounding with anticipation. When he arrived, he knelt before the bishop, unfolded his tilma, and let the roses fall to the floor. But it wasn't the roses that left everyone breathless. As the flowers tumbled to the ground, the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared, miraculously imprinted on the tilma. A heavenly masterpiece, untouched by any human hand. The room fell silent. The bishop knelt in awe, tears streaming down his face. But how could this image have formed? How did it remain intact on such fragile fabric for nearly 5 centuries? And what secrets lie within this miraculous image? From the stars on her cloak to the reflections in her eyes, the mysteries of this tilma are far from ordinary. The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe is far more than a miraculous picture, it is a masterpiece of divine messages, woven into every detail. For nearly 5 centuries, scholars, theologians, and scientists have studied this tilma, uncovering layer upon layer of meaning. What they found is nothing short of miraculous. Let us uncover these symbols, one by one, and marvel at the secrets hidden in her image. Symbol number 1, the stars on her cloak. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt a sense of wonder? The stars on Mary's cloak are no random decoration, they mirror the constellations visible in the Mexican sky on the morning of December 12, 1531, the very day her image appeared on the tilma. But what message do these stars convey? Could they be a sign that the heavens themselves were proclaiming her presence? Or perhaps a reminder of her role as the Queen of Heaven? Symbol number 2, the crescent moon beneath her feet. Look closely at her feet. Beneath them lies a crescent moon, a symbol rich with meaning. For the indigenous people, the moon represented darkness and chaos, yet Mary stands triumphantly above it. Could this be a declaration of her victory over sin and evil, and a sign that light always conquers darkness? Symbol number 3, the black ribbon around her waist. Notice the simple black ribbon tied around her waist. To the indigenous people, this was a powerful symbol of life. It indicated that a woman was with child. Our Lady of Guadalupe appears as an expectant mother, bearing the Savior of the world within her womb. Is this not a profound reminder of the incarnation, of God becoming flesh and dwelling among us? Symbol number 4, reflections in her eyes. Perhaps one of the most mysterious features of the tilma lies in her eyes. When studied under magnification, tiny reflections are visible, reflections of human figures. Among them is believed to be Juan Diego, the bishop, and others who witnessed the miracle of the roses. But how could such intricate details be imprinted with no human intervention? Could this be a divine snapshot, capturing the moment heaven touched earth? Symbol number 5, hidden music within the image. But the mysteries don't stop there. When scientists analyzed the tilma, they discovered something extraordinary. The arrangement of the stars and flowers on her garment aligns perfectly with musical notation. When played, it creates a heavenly melody, as if the image itself were singing praises to God. What could this celestial symphony be telling us? Is it a call to join in her song of praise? Symbol number 6, her hands in prayer. Notice Mary's hands, gently folded in prayer. But look closer, they are not equal in size. One hand appears lighter, the other darker. To the indigenous people, this symbolized unity, the blending of two worlds, Spanish and native, under the mantle of faith. Could this be her silent message of peace and reconciliation? Every detail of this image seems to speak to the heart, to the soul, and to the mind. The colors, the symbols, the very fabric of the tilma, it all tells a story of divine love, a story meant for you and me. But could there be even more hidden meanings yet to be discovered? And what do these secrets reveal about the message Our Lady came to bring? The miracle of Our Lady of Guadalupe didn't end with Juan Diego or the tilma. It was only the beginning. What followed was a transformation so profound, so far-reaching, that it reshaped the spiritual and cultural identity of an entire continent. But how? How did this single moment of grace spark a revolution of faith? In the decades leading up to 1531, the Americas were marked by violence and division. Indigenous peoples, whose spiritual practices had endured for centuries, were now caught in the tidal wave of Spanish conquest. Bloodshed, displacement, and despair defined the landscape. Yet in the midst of this darkness, Mary appeared, not as a distant queen, but as a mother, tender and close to her children. And in her, the people saw hope. Almost immediately, something extraordinary began to happen. Over the next few years, millions of indigenous people converted to Christianity. Yes, millions. But this wasn't just a matter of faith, it was a merging of worlds. The image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, filled with both Catholic and indigenous symbolism, became a bridge between two cultures. A sign that God had not abandoned his people, but was calling them into unity through his mother. The tilma, displayed in the newly built sanctuary, became a source of awe and devotion. Pilgrims traveled from far and wide to see the image, many reporting miracles of healing, conversion, and grace. And today, nearly 500 years later, the Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe is one of the most visited religious sites in the world. Millions still come, drawn by the same heavenly presence that once appeared to Juan Diego on Tepeyac Hill. This event shows us that the story of Our Lady of Guadalupe is more than just a historical event. It's a living testament to God's love and his mother's unwavering care for her children. From Juan Diego's humble faith to the miraculous image imprinted on the tilma, Mary continues to call each of us to trust, to hope, and to believe in the promises of heaven. Her message is clear: we are not alone. In our struggles, our doubts, and even our joys, she is with us, guiding us closer to her Son. The symbols within her image, the unity she inspired, and the faith she continues to nurture remind us that heaven reaches out to earth every day, inviting us to open our hearts to God. If this story has inspired you, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and explore more videos like this one. Together, we'll continue to uncover the mysteries of our faith, the lives of the saints, and the miraculous ways God works in the world. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs a message of hope, and check out our other content to deepen your journey with Christ. Thank you for joining me today. May Our Lady of Guadalupe bless and guide you always. See you in our next video.